So today I'm in Lanzarote in the Playa Blanca area, and I'm going to be mountain biking up this volcano. So it's a pretty big volcano. I'm also going to be riding down it and seeing how quick a time I can get. So it's pretty steep, technical and fast. So let's see how it is. So the bike that I'm going to be riding today is the Haybike All Mountain 5, which is an absolute beast of a bike, electric powered with a 250 watt-hour motor, so should power me up the hills and should be nice and quick on the downhills with the 160mm of travel front and back. Enough about the bike, let's get shredding. So here are the two route options that I've got. So blue is the tamer route, which is less steep but will be quite a bit slower and less technical, and then the black route is the one which is quite a bit steeper and is really steep actually, and also quite a bit more technical, so it's slightly better for a walking route but also really fun to shred down and up. Now it's time to go on up. Let's do the blue trail first.
Okay, so you've got not much wind today. Planning on hopefully maybe getting near the KOM of 1 minute 55 down here, but we'll see. It's a little bit wet.
So this uphill trail has a mixture of kind of like rocks on the way up. So some of them are a little bit more gravelly and sandy like, others are more volcanic and a bit bigger, and some of them can be actually quite big. So when coming down this route, you've got to be careful of cornering, as they're not really that easy to corner around. So on your way up, there's a mix of these weird, tight, slippy corners, and some more straighter sections up the hill. So what's actually quite hard to tell as you go up this here is really how much the e-bike's working here. So this is where the uphill starts to get quite a bit more technical, quite a bit looser, and this is one of the hardest sections on the downhill actually. So what's the most important thing to do here is to pay attention to your line and make sure you're not going over some huge rocks like I did every now and again.
Okay, so first run down, not too fussed about lines. The next one, that's one more.
So about this point, it's the last 100 metres of the hill left, and it's time to give it full beans right up to the top. So around this point in the trail, you get an amazing view of the entire area, like down to Playa Blanca and into the crater of the volcano. The only thing that you have to be aware of is it's extremely windy up here, so try not to blow off the edge. So let's not spend too long up here, and I think it'd be a good idea to start shredding it down. So this was my chance to really open the taps and see what this e-bike can do down here, even though it's not really helping me that much. Sorry about the camera angle. So because of the previous angle from that line down, I switched to another clip of me going down, so this line was quite a bit slower, and it was actually the attempt before the one before. So it should be a little bit slower, but should be easier to see as the camera's not pointing so far down. And that was the trail complete. So it was great fun, and I'm a little bit annoyed I didn't actually get the correct Strava time that I was looking at maybe. But I think this also happened that I didn't have any gloves or actually any correct riding shoes, which I think probably changed it a little bit. As maybe I should have brought them, and I wasn't expecting to be able to do this on the holiday. Now let's go and shred down the black trail and see how it is. Then after we'll ride up it and see how that is as well. This trail is way steeper and way more technical than the last one, so let's see how I do. And the bike. What you can probably tell is this trail is quite a bit more technical than the other one, and I'd say it's probably the most technical trail that they have up and down this mountain. So now that we've gone down, let's shred it back on up. So these really steep uphills like this is where you really want that e-bike. So what's actually harder to do is keeping that front end down but not losing traction on the back. And that's even harder because it's a 29 up front and a 27.5 tyre at the back, which is great for downhills but a little bit harder when it comes to uphills, just trying to keep the front planted and the power keeps still going to the back. But this bike does a great job up here, and I think that's because it's the DHF tyres, which are my personal favourites anyway, but they're really good. So what you can probably hear is I'm actually working quite hard, and that's because I am. So it's pretty hard work getting up this hill, and even with the e-bike, without this e-bike it would have taken me ages to get up here just because of how steep and how hard work it was. So it's definitely worth having, although you might not gain much fitness or stamina. this is kind of the last chance you have to open up the power of the motor and see what it can do as it flattens out a little bit here. And that's the mounting complete. So today I've shown you the black and the blue route, you could say, up and down this mountain. And if you're around Playa Blanca area, it's definitely worth going up here. It's good fun. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. So there's going to be loads more videos from Lanzarote, so with just as amazing views and just as amazing trails. So hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week hopefully.